just in time for your family vacation to the beach. Shark Week is back, even bigger and better than ever.
Coming to you.
For nearly 30 years, the intrepid explorers of Shark Week have risked life and limb to bring you closer to the action than ever before. And we've racked up 3 decades of close calls and big breakthroughs.
It is a very smart shark.
And this year is no different. Fearless filmmakers, the coolest gizmos and gadgets, and sharks with anger issues. But there's still time for one deep dive into this season's most memorable moments. We've carved off the choicest cuts from 2016 and shoot over some classic clips from Shark Week history. It's time for Sharksanity. Here at Discovery, Shark Week is our favorite time of the year. Where else can you marry your worst fears with hard science, all from the comfort of your couch? But before you know it, the nightmare's over. And who wants that? Never fear, we're giving everyone a chance to relive the best moments and big breakthroughs. And it all starts with some really close calls. In Tiger Beach, researcher Neil Hammerschlag gets a lot more than he bargained for while diving to repair an acoustic shark sensor. Joining Neil is safety diver Jim Abernathy. He's there because massive tiger sharks are patrolling these waters. And what could possibly go wrong with that?
I'm down here checking our receiver. Jim's come along to kind of keep an eye out because there's a lot of tiger sharks in the area.
I'm sure there's more around because I saw them when we first got in the water. But just keep our eyes open, yeah.
This is the acoustic receiver.
Behind you.
That could have been a really bad thing there. There is nothing more terrifying than turning around and seeing a 4-foot head right next to you.
Hey, pay attention. There's 7 of them here now. Let's pay attention to what we're doing here.
When I'm underwater with a bunch of tiger sharks, I have to know where all of them are at every single moment. Because if one of them does come in to investigate, it could be the last thing you do.
As more sharks close in, the dive takes a dangerous turn. All the team can do now is remain calm and alert.
There are literally tiger sharks all around us. One coming up right now behind us on the right there. Here it comes, Neil. Come on, up front and center.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's turn around, Neil.
As the sharks push in, Jim shuttles back and forth non-stop to protect Neil and the cameraman.
On the right, on your right, on your right, on your right.
Each time it looks like things are calming down, the danger level rises again.
Come on back over here by me, Neil. There's one behind you, George.
A routine dive has turned into a fight for survival. The divers have to get away.
We couldn't have said it better ourselves.
Oh, he's biting the boat.
When it comes to close calls with apex predators, few compare to Andy Casagrande.
That's not good. Have you ever dived with white sharks at nighttime?
Oh!
Andy's made a cottage industry of having his cage rattled in over a decade of Shark Week shows. And this year presented another cage crisis for Andy.
Well, here we go. This is the supposed Isle of Jaws.
Andy and fellow diver Matt Hutchings are exploring a newfound great white hotspot off the southern coast of Australia.
This is going to be fun, buddy.
Instead of being tied to the boat like most dive cages, this self-propelled machine will allow Andy to search the ocean floor for larger sharks.
Come check, Andy.
Anthony, let's see what this thing can do.
It's just here. Just down here.
But before Andy and Matt even have a chance to submerge, the cage catches the attention of a 12-foot shark.
Andy, plug and leave. Shark approaching. Oh, I see it. It's a male. It's a decent size. Oh, this guy is nuts.
Andy unwittingly opens the cage door, leaving him and Matt exposed to the surrounding sharks.
What do you say? Let's go deeper. Holy dude. The cage door's open. Oh, man, that was a close call.
Just another notch in the weight belt for Andy Casagrande. But when it comes to the closest calls in Shark Week history, few push their luck quite like Dickie Chevelle. In last year's Island of the Mega Shark, Dickie swam with massive great whites in a plexiglass playpen.
I'm trying to get it low.
And he barely made it out with his life. But even that doesn't compare to his Shark Week debut in 2014's Air Jaws, Fin of Fury, when he flirted with disaster trying to lure in some big boy sharks.
This is a big girl shark. She's about 14 feet long, represents a sexually mature great white shark female.
The team wants to know if white sharks come to this remote location to breed. And the decoy is designed to turn on male sharks.
Careful, Dickie. She's straight behind the decoy, huh?
But it's a female that arrives to protest this interloper.
The shark's right next to you now. If you swim a bit now.
I thought if we get the shark movement down, it might be a little different. They might see it a bit different.
More females arrive, and there's no love lost for Dickie.
Watch out, Dickie. She's really watching you now. She's banked a bit, watching you. Watch out, 6 o'clock, 3 meters closing. Looks like he's coming higher. Watch out, Dickie. 3 sharks, guys. You got it, Dickie, at your 2, 5 meters out.
Dickie, I don't like the looks of this, man. Let's get out of there.
I'm out of here.
She's a big...
For Dickie, it's out of the water and off the menu. Coming up next,
What the hell is it?
Makos make a midnight ambush.
What is that?
And what's a croc doing on Shark Week?
What?
You gotta admit, it takes brass buoys to capture the magic moments of Shark Week. And you gotta be even ballsier to do it at night. In this year's Return of the Monster Mako, a team of researchers is looking for a grander, a mammoth Mako that can grow to over 10 feet and weigh half a ton.
The big thing about the dark is that anything can show up. And to see a grander at night, it could be one of the most intimidating animals you've ever seen.
This elusive Mako is a night hunter, using its keen eyesight and unmatched speed to ambush prey.
How's it looking down there, guys?
It feels like we're in space, man. You can't see anything.
Shark at the left, shark at the left.
Oh, got it right there. The blue shark.
It's coming right in. Still a shark. It's a big one. It's 2 boys, 3 blue sharks. It's coming, it's something like that. Look out, shark at your 6.
It's a mango.
Shark on the left.
Another mango. This one's over there. I can't get a measurement. It's staying just out of our visibility range. Yeah, I'm not getting much of an angle here either. All right, Megan, we're getting out of the cage.
To get the measurements they need, they move into the open water.
Megan, you gotta watch out. They're not scared at all.
Oh, Bingo! Bingo right there! Such a difference at night. They're so bold.
She's feisty.
Unlike the camera-shy Makos they saw during the day, this one comes in for a close-up.
He's only about 6 feet. Another mango. He's about 9 feet on the dock.
This one's even bigger, but it's no grander.
George, you're right. Holy, that's a mullet. A mullet, right up. Oh, I didn't even see that. I was up at the fish kebab.
Hey guys, something huge off the stern of the boat. Do you see that?
I can't really tell what that is, Megan. What the hell is it? What is that? Dude, that's it. That's the grander.
I think it's terrifying.
That thing's a lot of sea. It's like a school bus.
Wow.
It's like swimming with a 1,000-pound torpedo with teeth. At night, in the open ocean.
Okay, I think it's about time to head back to the boat.
Probably a good idea.
Got a huge shark down there, Art.
She wasn't scared of anything. Came right by us. We got in.
We had more sharks, we saw more activity, and we definitely saw a difference between day and night.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, I'm going to sleep tonight after that one.
When you tune into Shark Week, you come for death-defying confrontations with this bad boy. But not this guy. So why is a large croc stealing the show on Shark Week? In Jungle Shark, researcher Craig O'Connell is studying juvenile bull sharks, the only shark species that can survive in freshwater rivers. That is, if they're not eaten by monster crocodiles. If the baby bulls are on the menu, O'Connell wants to know how they avoid becoming a meal.
We do know that crocodiles release a series of chemical signals, so it's possible that since bull sharks have such an acute sense of smell, that they're capable of detecting these signals.
Maybe the young sharks smell the crocs in the murky river and go the other way. The only way to find out is to run an experiment. That means collecting some crocodile scent. Craig and Andy head to a nearby national park sanctuary to get some from a crocodile.
Let's do this. If the crocodile does bite one of you or me or Craig or someone, what's the best thing to do?
Well, if we are outside of the water, everybody have to jump on the crocodile.
And then if he takes us in the water?
Game over.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Crocs ambush their victims by exploding out of the water, then dragging them back in. You have to see them first.
He's a pretty aggressive animal. He's protecting all this area. And, well, he's the boss in charge here.
The team has to lure the animal out of the water and then capture it.
Release the tension. Release the tension.
Now we just have to hope this animal tires out so we can get some samples.
In some ways, it's easier to capture a shark than a crocodile.
He's going to turn. Excellent. Okay. Okay, yeah, no. Okay, hey, tight it, okay? 1, 2, 3. Come. Again, fast. Tállalo ahí. Okay, bájela.
So we have this crocodile secured right here. So we're going to roll it on the side, and then I'm going to try and remove some of those pheromones.
Okay, so Greg, this is the gland.
Wow.
This is just for communication, chemical communication into the water.
All right, perfect, guys.
Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
I mean, I've wrangled 10-foot great white sharks, tagged them, released them. We're working with this crocodile. It's such an intense experience that I'm absolutely exhausted right now.
While catching a croc by the tail may seem risky, manhandling a shark by the tail is just plain nuts. But that didn't stop researchers in last year's Tiburones, Sharks of Cuba, when it came to tagging sharks by hand.
Noel Fernandez, our master diver, tells us that he's able to reach out and grab the tail of one of these very large soaking sharks swimming by so that we can tag them. So as a skeptical scientist, I'm going to wait and see if this works.
Noel Lopez Fernandez, one of Cuba's top professional divers, is going to try and put these sharks in a trance-like state by hand. There's no scientific name for Noel's process.
Get the tail of the shark, We bend the tail a little bit gently, and then we toss his belly, and just he remain paralyzed. Even with the big one, it's easy to do that. For maybe 2, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes could be.
We first saw the phenomenon of what's now dubbed tonic immobility in 2014's Zombie Sharks. Get a shark on its belly, and even the toughest tiger becomes a pussycat, if you know what you're doing. But this year's team isn't out to give belly rubs.
He's got one. He's got a shark.
They're looking to physically jab a shark with a pointed tag.
Careful, careful.
That's a 9-foot shark in Noel's hands.
Stay with it, guys.
And yet, it allows him to implant the tag.
People like Noel are very rare, and I have come across them in my career occasionally. They have a certain kind of wisdom and knowledge about the animals that few other people have.
Want to do another one?
Let's do it again. Got it. All right. Got it. You got it in there. Real.
When sharksanity continues, we got fish out of water. And a hammerhead reveals the secret to its magnetic personality. For years, scientists have documented killer whales risking death pursuing prey out of the water. And in this year's The Killing Games, Andy Casagrande and researcher Onella Badoli find out just how far a shark will go for a meal.
You see all those little reef sharks? That's cool. It's looking good. It's like the perfect shark hunting habitat here. It's super shallow. They're coming in, chasing the fish.
Yeah. So now we saw them in like 1 meter of water?
Well, if they get any closer than what we got here, they're going to be pretty much on land, and that's what I'm looking for.
Back on the beach, Andy and Ornella want to see just how far the reef sharks will go to chase prey.
You know, just watching these reef sharks, they're feisty. They're coming in really close to the beach and almost essentially beaching themselves.
The reef sharks are coming very close to shore in order to feed. You can tell it's a learned behavior. So those sharks have learned how to come closer to shore in order to get food.
Then, much larger lemon sharks arrive. These big lemons show no fear, going after fish well onto the beach.
A lot of sand is coming into their mouth, into their gills, but they get out of it very quickly. Whoa! These animals are really intelligent. They can learn a new behavior in order to get food.
I believe it. They do it. Sharks are willing to come up onto essentially dry land in pursuit of prey.
You've got to figure, if you've been around for 400 million years, you've learned a thing or two about finding food. And in last year's Ninja Sharks, we discovered just how the hammerhead zeroes in on a meal.
All sharks sense electric currents generated by living things, using special receptors on their snouts. But hammerheads, up to 20 feet long, take this extrasensory skill to a new level. Thousands of receptors are packed in their unique head shape. A receptor, called an ampullae of Lorenzini, consists of a pore opening to a canal, leading to jelly-filled sacs. Each receptor detects a difference in voltage at either end of the canal.
On a hammerhead, there's more head, so there's more room for more pores. The pores aren't necessarily more sensitive, there's just more of them.
They have the ability to scour this larger area with this huge cephalofoil that broadens out their array of ampullae Lorenzini. It's like this huge metal detector just running along the sand, trying to sense little minute things underneath them. And it does sense it better than any other shark.
Off the coast of Florida, marine biologist Craig O'Connell and his team prepare an experiment. He's built a custom decoy to test the power of the hammerhead's super-sensitive detection system.
So this apparatus right here is an acrylic plate, and these two tubes are actually going to be emitting an electric field that's going to mimic the bioelectric fields that come from the hammerhead's favorite prey, the stingray. We'll take the plate, and we'll bury this plate beneath the sand. The idea is, maybe we'll be able to demonstrate that these sharks are really keen in on electroreception rather than just their sense of smell.
The team puts out a variety of prey items to tempt the hammerhead. Will it go for the easy and smelly options? Or the buried electric signal? The hammerhead makes a pass at each of the prey possibilities. But finally, it goes for the plate.
This animal knows the difference between one thing and the next thing, and what it wants and what it doesn't want. It is very evolved. It is a very smart shark.
This test suggests how important the electromagnetic sense is for finding buried prey.
If magnets can attract sharks, could they also be used to repel them? But would you use a magnet to protect you from this guy? Well, in this year's Sharks Among Us, Dr. Craig O'Connell is ready to take that chance.
Now Craig braces for a test of his dream machine, a flexible, harmless, shark-safe barrier. It's built of PVC piping, floats, and zip ties. And that magical ingredient, magnets. He hopes his low-tech invention, the first of its kind, could eventually run along coastlines the world over, preventing shark attacks on humans. Craig has a theory that magnets repel sharks. But now Craig has to see if the magnets work within his barrier system, and this time, test it on giant bull sharks.
So right here in Bimini, it's the perfect place. Fishermen come here every afternoon, they clean their fish carcasses, they throw them in the water, and massive, massive bull sharks show up. And it's an incredible place for me to test out this system.
Hey, we got some sharks right here waiting for us.
These are about 8 to 9 foot bull sharks.
Craig has volunteered shark attack survivors Paul DeGelder and Hunter Treschel to go in the water for him.
And I have no idea what's going to happen. I've never done this, so this is revolutionary.
That's reassuring.
So,
All right.
Now, this barrier looks a little more substantial underwater. Still don't know if it's going to stop a shark going through it, though. Yeah, it doesn't look shark-proof anyway.
Bait box coming in. Bait box coming in.
The topside crew lowers a bait box at Barracuda, and the sharks arrive in force.
Fish sharks! Come on, fish sharks! Yeah, man, awesome! Here comes another one! Wow, that is incredible! It had to run to the barrier and turned around. He's right off. Oh, there's 1 point for Craig's barrier. I think it must be able to smell the Barracuda. Oh, there we go. Oh, see that? Yeah, it just turned right around.
Shark after shark tries to get to the yummy Barracuda bait, but not one breaks through the barrier's magnetic field.
Who would have thought after all of the technological advancements and the computerized deterrents, magnets?
Lucky for Paul and Hunter, O'Connell's pipe dream passes the test. Coming up, Air Jaws makes an encore. But first, the Crocs are back.
He's got it, he's got it!
And this time, they're out for revenge.
Croc's taking it! He ambushed Riley!
Shark Week wouldn't be Shark Week without great gizmos and gadgets.
Look how cool that is.
And over the years, we lured a lot of sharks with some tempting inventions. Like rubber seals.
Look at that, here they go!
A rubber turtle.
Here they go!
A rubber stingray. And best of all, a rubber diver. Okay, so we like serving up bogus bait. And this year we introduced a $10,000 decoy called
Little Riley, the Robo Shark. She's a fully animatronic remote control bull shark. There you go, Riley.
The team believes that Costa Rican river crocs are preying on a baby bull, but it's never been witnessed. They hope RoboShark can tease out an attack.
It's easy to just say that these American crocodiles can easily make a meal out of juvenile bull sharks, but assuming that isn't good enough for science, you need to actually see it.
But will the Crocs see it and go after it?
We're just underneath the bridge where there's about 60 to 70 American crocodiles. I think this is the perfect place to run this test. It's good that we have this tether on here so we can get it back so we can investigate it.
I gotta say, this is one of the strangest experiments I've ever done. I've used decoys a lot to elicit shark hunting behavior, but I've never used a shark decoy to elicit crocodile hunting behavior.
Ready?
Ready.
All right, let's go. Do your thing, Riley. Okay, there she's off. So we're ready having crocodiles investigating Riley. They're cruising in. Here it goes, here it goes.
It's coming, the big one.
Here it goes, he's gonna take it, he's gonna take it. Oh! He's got it, he's got it! Croc's taking it! Absolutely ambushed Riley!
though it's the most expensive meal this crocodile has ever had, he sends it back.
If I was trying to incapacitate a shark, I'd bite it on its tail so it couldn't swim any longer.
You may think it's a croc, but that's no bull shark. One thing we're known for at Shark Week is using the coolest cameras to get the greatest shots.
Here we go.
We've got flying cams, fin cams,
I'm pretty sure I was recording.
prey cams, and a lot of cameras in for repair.
Oh my god! That thing is
But one of the hardest things we've tried to film is sharks at night. Less than a decade ago, night vision footage looked like this. Green, grainy, and hard to make out.
We got an incoming seal here, about 50 meters off.
Despite its limitations, in 2007, researcher Chris Fallows captured a Shark Week first while filming off Cape Town.
Unbelievable!
A great white attacking seals in the cover of darkness.
That was wild. Oh my god.
This year in Air Jaws Night Stalker, he's back. Fallows wants to know if Cape fur seals can escape attack on a moonless night. And this time around, Chris and cameraman Jeff Kerr are armed with one of the most powerful low-light cameras in the world. Gone are the grainy green shots of Shark Week's past.
The low-light capabilities of the cameras that we're using really allow us to, for the first time, effectively see at night like we see at day. That was unbelievable! Wow, that looked...
The shark nails the seal decoy blind. And it only gets better from there. Breach after breach, all in near total darkness.
Unbelievable!
And our shiny new camera confirms the great white is the fiercest fish in the sea. But when it comes to picking one camera that sums up nearly 30 years of Shark Week, we're settling on the gadget from 2010's Into the Shark Bite. Take our tried and true seal decoy, install a hardened camera, add a shark, and you get this.
We just had a breach on our decoy. No, I think he's taking us for a swim. Whoa, cool.
When you have 3 rows of teeth, it's hard to floss. Those wispy things, mouth parasites.
Hey, coming again.
Give him whiplash.
He's doing on that.
Coming by the flip side.
Take that, take it.
It may not be as fancy as a flying cam or stealthy as a sub, but it captured a close-up that we'll never forget. Up next, we've got bigger fish to fry.
We got a pregnant one.
When we continue, it's the biggest breakthroughs from 2016.
All right, ready to go out.
Look at them all right here. This is spectacular.
When it comes down to it, Shark Week is all about making new discoveries.
We just got a wing now, so for the first time ever.
And for nearly 3 decades, we've checked off a lot of firsts.
That, ladies and gentlemen, might be the biggest shark in the world. It's right there.
All right, let's turn the cameras on. Recording. All right, ready to go out.
In this year's Jaws of the Deep, researchers from Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution deployed a robot submarine to study great whites at night.
Yeah!
The sub can track sharks that the team tagged over the past several years. You may remember these guys from 2013's Jaws Strikes Back when they launched its less fortunate cousin, Shark Cam 1. Everything was going swimmingly until...
That scared the hell out of me. I think that says it all, doesn't it, friends?
This year, the new and improved Shark Cam 2 can hone in on their tagged sharks and follow them indefinitely.
Now Shark Cam 2 is in the water, and for the first time, we are tracking a great white shark into the night. Oh, what? Look in here.
At 168 meters, Shark Cam records a first. She's gliding.
That is spectacular.
I've never seen anything like that before.
Let's see, her tail is barely moving. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, she's gliding.
This behavior has never been witnessed before.
It's like being under the belly of an airplane. Look at that.
Facing into the current, the big female's jaws gape open. She appears to be in an almost catatonic state.
When that light goes out, they change their behavior.
It allows her to slow down and save energy for her hunting during the day. But she can never stop swimming completely, or she'll sink to the bottom, suffocate, and die.
This is all brand new. And we're the first to see it.
This is Elaine 5 at 5.
This is the end of the day, we're feeling it.
They may be cooked, but don't stick a fork in us yet. We've got time for one more big breakthrough. Back in the Bahamas, Dr. Neil Hammerschlag and his team are investigating if this stretch of ocean is a secret pupping ground for tiger sharks. To prove it, they need to wrangle 1.5 tons of pissed-off pregnant shark.
Catching tigers by hand is a back-breaking ordeal, and the tiger's powerful jaws are a constant threat to the team. Finally, Neil's graduate student Emily takes the lead and grabs the tiger by the tail. Oxygen-rich water is pumped over the shark's gills to keep this tiger breathing normally.
One of the things you'll notice, as soon as you get that pump in there, they calm down right away.
Let's see here. Let's move it around here. All right, wow, do you see that?
Yep.
James Sulikowski turns on the ultrasound unit and goes to work.
All right, let's go about 15 centimeters.
Yep, that's 15.
Neil, this shark is really pregnant.
We got a pregnant one! Here we go. It's amazing. Hold on, guys. What are you seeing?
So I'm counting 1, 2. I can't believe this definition.
It's absolutely amazing. She was full of well-developed pups. I've never seen this before. She was just jam-packed.
James counts at least 20 tiger shark pups.
They are so well developed. This is amazing. They're about, I guess, 40, 45 centimeters in total weight.
The size of the pups reveal that she is about 2/3 through her pregnancy, with only a few months to go. It's another breakthrough for Shark Week.
Yeah, I can't believe the teeth. The teeth are so cool.
I can't believe how far along they are.
The amount of pups that you can see in there is really the thing that sticks out to me. It's just amazing being able to look in there and basically seeing faces looking back at you.
And just think, in a few years, those cute little sharks will be very big apex predators. Now that's what Shark Week is all about. Predators on the prowl. Amazing gizmos and gadgets. And of course, more rubber bait. Expect even bigger breaches, crazier contraptions, and more dramatic discoveries next year. Till then, we leave you with Flying Sharks!